What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sam the Beard Guy channel. So I'm going to be recording and releasing a 10-part piano lesson series, advanced, so not your beginner kind of stuff, but a little bit higher level. I did a video like this 4, 5, 6 months ago called 10 Things I Learned That Changed How I Play Piano. It was advanced concepts. The video did really well. Got a lot of great feedback on it. One of the feedback pieces I did get with it was too long of a video. And so I'm going to be taking this video and splitting it up into 10 different chunks. That way I can just release a 5 to 10 minute video. And then over the course of a couple weeks, just release them out a few days apart from each other, so y'all have a little bit more concise things to watch instead of making y'all watch a hour and a half long video. So yeah, this is going to be day 1. Make sure if you know this, you're new to this channel, you like or subscribe or comment so you can see when these new videos come out. If you want to, if you hate this video, then just forget it and whatever. Let me know how y'all feel about this new MIDI app I'm using. Someone actually recommended it. I had never heard of it, and I'm actually kind of liking the way it looks and shows content. So yeah, here we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is Mantooth voicings and just voicing chords in general. So this is a very broad topic on how to voice chords, and it is a very utilized thing. You're always, not always, but 95% of the time you're playing chords either behind someone or with yourself. Very rarely are you just playing a single line. That's really like big band stuff, just to be, you're not usually doing that. You can, but usually you're playing chords in some capacity. So we're going to talk about voicing those. So the first way to voice chords is what's called Mantooth voicings. I've talked about this before in another video, but it is a very open, spacey, not spacey, but just an open way to voice chords. So the way you kind of build these chords is, let's take a E flat major 7 chord. So E flat major 7, E flat, G, B flat, and D. So one way to voice that would be to start on the D, and you're essentially going to stack fourths. There's actually kind of multiple ways to do it. But if y'all can see there on the screen, you're kind of stacking fourths either this way. Another way to do it would be and then to go to the B flat there and then stack some fourths. So when I say stacking fourths, sometimes depending on how we're voicing it, we might do a third somewhere in there and then do fourths the rest of the way. And I think officially one of those is more correct than the other, but they both kind of work, right? So another way to do that would be to start on the 3rd instead of the 7th. So G. We'll go ahead and go to D. So there's different, if you were to voice it like this, this is probably the more technically correct way to do it. Right, so you're You're doing fourths all the way up to G, and you could call this kind of a, you know, the way I did it earlier, this is more of just a major 7 sound. If you're doing it this way, this has got your C in it, so you might see this notated as like E flat 6 or E flat major 7 6 or something like that. So yeah, that is one way to voice chords, at least with major sounds. And again, there's like some hard and fast rules, and there's just kind of more conceptual stuff of just, you know, I could voice an E flat chord like that. I could also voice it, you know, like some of the other ways I did it. That doesn't work as well. It's actually kind of sick though. Like a E flat major 7 sharp 11 sound. So yeah, that's one way to do it. That's just with major chords. We'll go over some dominant minor stuff, but yeah, I know I haven't actually read the like official Mantooth voicing rules in a while, and so there might be people that are watching this that say, well, technically, if you start on this note, you have to play this note. I'm just kind of giving you more of a conceptual basis here, in that stacking chords with both hands in fourths with some thirds thrown in, sometimes even open fifths. That's a sound. And so, yeah, I don't remember the hard fast rules, but that's kind of the point of jazz. You eventually just forget the hard fast rules and just play things that sound cool. So this is, now that I'm playing it, I think this is what the official E flat major 7 starting in the 7th would be. So D, G, C, F, B flat. That's what it is. Yep, that's exactly what it is. There you go. I eventually remembered it. So I was actually showing you 6-note voicings, which is more complicated, but and so that's another thing. I mean, you probably need the D or the C. That kind of changes the tone out. You can hear that. So if I were to take that to like a C7 chord, starting on the 3rd, stacking fourths, or starting on the 3rd, and you can do that too. Even though technically this is the official way to do it. Even starting on the 7th, right? 7th, 3rd, this is all fourths. If I were to do F, I'm already here, right? So some of these voicings are going to work on other chords. So if I go back to like E flat, this also works for A flat. So, or same thing with C. So yeah, that's Mantooth voicings for major chords. It's the same concept with dominants and minors. So let's do C7. Let's start on the 3rd. You're gonna go up to the 7th, and then so that'd be a way that you voice a dominant chord. Same concept, flipping it to the 7th. Starting on the 7th, 3rd, 13th, 9, 5. And if I go to F, like F7, I drop this down. Now I get the 7th, the 3rd, 13, 9, 5. Or if I move F up to here, 3rd, 7th, 9, 5, root. C7. F, 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 B flat 7. B flat 7 back to F, B flat 7. E flat 7, D7, A flat 7. So, yeah, there's some voice leading that you can do. Like if you were to play blues. I remember a lot of beginner books or like beginner jazz charts back in like middle school and high school when they write out all the voicings, they would use these voicings. You just got this right hand just playing the same thing because the left hand's doing all the movement. So that's dominant chords. Minor chords, same concept. So if we're to do like a G minor, starting on the root, 4th, 7th, minor 3rd, 5th. Starting on the 5th. So yeah, the fundamental of the Mantooth stuff is that you're starting on, really there's only 2 options. You start on, major chords, it's either the 3rd or the 7th, dominants the 3rd or the 7th, and then minors, it's usually the root or the 5th. You can also start on the 3rd too. Minors, you can kind of get away with a little bit more. So if we were to do like D7, let's just take D7, D minor 7. Because of the way the minor just tonality works, you can kind of experiment more with just where things start. So D minor, you can start here, you can start here, you can start even that, I mean that's cool, So yeah, take those, experiment with where you're just kind of putting them and fitting the certain voicings around. There's, again, like I said, there's the hard and fast rules. It took me a second to remember what they were, but it's more about the conceptual idea of just playing kind of open voicing. So another kind of the opposite of that is if you're playing like really tight clustered voicing. So if I were to take a C minor 7, that'd be a Mantooth. What if I did So yeah, using kind of clusters, there's no real like theory to just making up cluster sounds. But that's kind of the opposite of doing like a Mantooth. You can actually use that. I kind of did it there. I'll do it again. But using the combination of those to create energy. So. Oops. So yeah, that is Mantooth. Once you kind of get those down, then there's a lot that kind of branches out from that that you can use in your playing. So yeah, definitely work on Mantooth voicings. Another kind of concept I want to hit on with voicings. There shouldn't be a ton, really zero. There are times where it happens or it makes sense to, but the best way to utilize sound is to make sure, or the voicing, or the best way to utilize the way the chord sounds in your fingers is to make sure you're not doubling notes in both hands. So if I were to just do, that can work, right? But what if I do way better, you know? And so I'll dumb this down into like in a pop way, where a lot of people, I see people do this and it drives me crazy, is let's just say you're playing a, you know, just a simple chord progression. I'll see people just going, just playing the same thing in both hands, and it sounds just flat and uninteresting. There's not great voice leading to it, because everything's just... Yeah, but what if you just took just a few notes in the left hand, or the right hand, and just played them on top of everything? And then I switch it up. Maybe I play like octaves and fifths in the left hand. So yeah, just thinking about not playing the same notes in both hands. Pretty great. So yeah, hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks, y'all.